Sorry, my Thai isn't very good, so I need to speak in English. So today my topic is, there we go, is marketing in China, understanding the new Chinese consumer. So today we've heard about working in the greater China market. So actually a lot more than 20 years, because my favorite Thai singer is Palmy, so you know how old I am now. Is Palmy still famous in Thailand? Okay, all right. So also my background, I've worked at retail, luxury, and also marketing agency and covering different categories of CPG and cosmetics. So I've done many different things in the greater China market. And now my focus is on China e-commerce and also digital marketing. So this is our company, InShine. So our specialty is helping brands succeed on China e-commerce with three parts. One is sort of marketing, content creation and marketing. The second part is the operations of the e-commerce stores, especially on focusing on Tmall and JD. But also now there's many other platforms in China, so we also help brands succeed on those platforms. And we're also developing technology tools such as CRM to help our brands succeed in China. Okay, so the Chinese consumer, so this is my topic. So yesterday I was having dinner at the very famous trade market, the Esplanade, next to the mall, and so many Chinese tourists, they're everywhere. So I was like, wow, am I in Bangkok or am I still in Shanghai? So they are totally everywhere. But China, it's a very big market, and it's also very, it's changing very, very quickly. So it's like a very big, strong panda that's growing very fast. And China is a market where it's connected to the world. So for example, if you go to anywhere, travel, Japan or whatever, you go to Bangkok, you see so many different Chinese tourists. So China is definitely connected to the world, but it's also developing and growing its own ecosystem. For example, Google doesn't work in China, so there's no, so you use Baidu or another browser. And there's no Facebook, there's no Instagram, no Twitter, none of those work. So China, you have our own tools. You have Weibo, you have WeChat, especially WeChat. It's sort of like a line. It's a very powerful line. You can do almost anything using WeChat. So it's a market that is playing by its own rules a little bit. So if we want to succeed in China, we need to understand, okay, how is the consumer thinking? So what's driving the consumer behavior? So today I'll talk about what the consumers are thinking about. So what's impacting their decision making in terms of their purchasing, and then what we can do to help capture this market opportunity. And China, it's huge. It's 1.4 billion people, right? So it's definitely worth understanding more about them. Okay, so definitely the China retail market is being driven by the 1.4 billion customers. So I was saying China is like a big, strong panda running very fast. And one of the big muscles of the panda is definitely Jack Ma, right? Ma Yun. So him driving the e-commerce in China is also driving the retail market in China. So you can see in 2019, the e-commerce is expected to be 37% of the overall retail market. So you compare that to the States, to the US, which is only 11%. So it's definitely the main driving force for the China retail market. Obviously, the trend is slowing down because starting with Tmall when it was born in 2008, it's already been 10 years of the e-commerce cycle. So in the past couple of years, the e-commerce has been growing very rapidly. So clients that we work with in the past, we expect 50-80% growth, and this is the expectation. But now, starting since 2016 and 17, you can see the growth is slowing down. So you can see actually the growth is declining. But still, it's still growing, and it's still one of the main driving forces of the Chinese economy. part of the growth, we want to understand where it is coming from. So in terms of the customers, consumers, you can see that the main growth will be coming from the third tier and below cities. So the first and second tier cities are like cities like Shanghai, Beijing, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, Hangzhou. So this market is already being saturated by the existing brands and by internet users. But bigger opportunity lies within the third tier and lower cities. So these are cities that the internet penetration is high, but they might not have purchased anything using internet or any e-commerce platforms. So this is where we can definitely capture opportunity. So these are people that maybe they don't have they can still be affected by new brands and new things. So existing brands maybe they already have a very strong hold in terms of customer behavior in the first and second tier cities. But if we want to introduce a new brand to the third tier and lower cities, we can definitely still become the top of mind to really capture their attention and let them know that, okay, this is a product that I really want to buy. So in China, it's important to understand the consumer behavior because this is really driving how the marketplace is changing. So because of the consumer behavior, it is driving the market development. So all the investment into the technology, investment into how the rules are being changed, even on existing platforms such as Tmall and Taobao and JD. They are also changing because of the changing consumer behavior. And this in turn is also changing how consumers continue to behave. So it's a cycle that we definitely need to understand. And it's important because a lot of opportunity is in the middle, where the consumer behavior and the market development is overlapping. This is where we can find more efficient ways of gaining business, because maybe there's a new trend that is developing within the consumer behavior, and also sort of new platforms or new tools that we can use to capture this business. And in the beginning, it will be much cheaper. It will be less expensive to invest in this type of marketing. But as time goes on, it will be much more expensive. So if we can, in the beginning, understand, okay, what is the current trend, what is the current behavior, and how this is driving the technology, then we can definitely spend the money here and also capture the rewards, sales in this overlapping area. So I'll talk about 4 trends that's happening in China. First of all is the mobile-centric. So obviously, even in Thailand and other areas, the mobile phone is a very important tool. But in China, this is even more so. So if we want to develop any kind of strategies, it will just be very important to think about, okay, how do I do this on a mobile phone? Because other formats of communication channels is not very effective anymore in China. So definitely, we should think about how do I develop my strategy with a mobile phone. Number 2 is social influence. So if we want to reach our customers through a mobile phone, how should I do this? Right now, for the brand to directly connect and contact with customers, this is not very effective anymore. So we definitely need to find another way, find a voice that the customers believe in, and then try to convince them that way. Number 3 is videos. Okay, so now we find a voice that the customer trusts, and how do we talk to them? Words, pictures, articles, that still work. But the key thing right now, the hottest thing is videos. In China, the video is the hottest format in terms of driving awareness and conversion, and so we should also think about how to do this. And fourth of all is the shifting attitude in terms of why people are buying, how they're buying. So more and more, the Chinese consumer is about themselves. Before it might not be like that, but now they're buying to please themselves and not pleasing other people, and not trying to deliver a message of, okay, I'm very rich, or etc. It's more about, okay, what do I buy to make myself happy? What is my own style? So, the Chinese consumer is mobile-centric. So on average, they spend about 5 hours on the phone every day. So compared to the US, I think it's about 3 hours. So definitely, they do everything on their phones. So, so I think one of the things, my advice to you is, if you, are there any medicine companies here? Because if there are, and you make any sort of medicine for your neck and your hand, definitely China definitely work very well because everybody has a very bad neck because of looking at their phones all the time. And very scary, this trend continues to grow. So I think if I come back next year, it might be 6 hours on the phone. That's because everything, all the tools that you need to survive, it's on your phone. So nowadays, I used to, when I leave the house, I would need to remember 3 things. My phone, my keys, and my wallet. Now, it's only my phone because the mobile payment is very, very popular. And the door to my house, the lock to my house, is a thumbprint. So I don't need anything except my phone. And you see the picture on the right. This is because everybody is playing with their phones. So when people get together for dinner or for lunch or for friends, they put their phones on the table because or else everybody would just, they're not talking to each other. So a lot of times they have a rule. If you play your phone during our dinner engagement, then you need to pay a fine. So this is how scary it is with mobile phone in China. So what do they do on the phones? There are a couple things, mainly these 5 areas. So first of all, it's for social. I guess this is the most natural thing, right? So you're using WeChat as the main tool. You talk to your family, you talk to your friends. Unfortunately, your clients and your boss also talk to you on WeChat. There's also more than social tool, it's also a tool that you use during work. So now, I used to work, I get off work at 7 p.m., then it's done. But now with WeChat, I'm working till midnight before I sleep because my clients will be texting me on WeChat, doing this and doing that. On social, people love to post, love to share things. I'm not sure if that is in Thailand, but in China, they love to take pictures of what they're eating. Is that also the same in Thailand? Okay. So what they're eating, their babies walking, their pictures of their pets, or if the last person not leaving the office, I'll take a picture, and I will post it on my public domain, so my boss will see, I'm working very hard and leaving the office, the last person. So definitely, social sharing is a big purpose of using mobile phone. Then we have entertainment. So if you take a subway in China, like in Shanghai, you'll see everybody's looking at their phones, but not everybody's texting, right? They're watching their TV, they're watching videos on their phone. So last time I was on the subway, I saw somebody watching the last season of Game of Thrones on a mobile phone. And besides video, people are also reading on their phones. So not everybody uses Kindle, but they also read using their mobile phone. So definitely is a key source of entertainment using mobile phone. And gaming, definitely Tencent, a very successful company in China. Most of their revenue income comes from gaming and mobile gaming. So that's also a very important tool. All the most popular games in China are mobile games. Then you have shopping. Definitely use mobile phone to shop. I'll have another slide to talk more details about that. And definitely payment. So payment, I think the mobile payment percent about 42% in terms of using your mobile phone to pay. So you can, I'll have the next slide to show you. So this is just an example of a person that fixes your watch on the street. So you can see the QR code on the side for an Alipay. So you can just transact business using a QR code. So there's only one example because now you go to a small fruit stand, a big store, whatever, you can just use your mobile phone to scan. You can use WeChat Pay or use Alipay. Those two are the most popular ways of paying. And even more, on a more extreme basis, you have people, I've seen sort of street performers or beggars. They would carry a QR code saying, okay, please give me money, you need to scan my 支付宝. or my WeChat. So nowadays, really, there's no need to carry any more cash, which for me is very convenient because I don't have any loose coins in my pocket. So definitely, consumers are buying with their phone. So if you look at the data here, 2019, it's close to 100%. People that have a phone have definitely bought something within the past year with their phone. Using an app or using a mobile website using a phone. So they're buying everything. So the natural thing we understand is you buy books, you buy clothes, you buy shoes. But in China, you also can buy groceries with e-commerce. So I would buy, at least I would say, twice a week I would buy fruits or milk that's delivered to me within 1 hour. This is how convenient it is. And also a takeout, delivery food is also very important because on the weekends, I don't want to cook, right? So I'll order delivery food. I also use my phone to order that. So pretty much a lot of the transaction nowadays is really conducted through the mobile phone. And you compare that to the global average, definitely China is one of the leading, I would say, the leading country in terms of using mobile phone to buy things. So next we talk about what's influencing the customers. So social influence is the dominating factor in terms of reaching consumers now. So just based on some research data, after reading an article from a KOL, 40% of them are influenced. So they would actually be considering making a purchase. And 1.5% actually would buy immediately, as long as there's a very clear mechanic in terms of buying. So, but for KOL, so this is very, very important because on average, for example, Tmall or JD, the average conversion rate is under 1%, like 0.3 or something in terms of the total average. So this is a very, very effective way of making a transaction. And for KOLs, there are many types of KOLs. KOLs means the key opinion leaders. So in China, there's, I think you can split to 4 different sort of tiers. We have the celebrities, very famous movie stars, the actors, or the models. So these are the fanatics, and they think, oh, this is very great. So I want to share this with my friends on a certain social website. So do that. But there's also a huge population of, I would say, semi-professional, right? Maybe they work during the day, but at night they also want to try to be a KOL. Actually, one of my colleagues, I didn't know she was a KOL until she told me. So she's working, but she's also writing articles. She has 70,000 fans on Redbook, which is wow. I'm like, wow, that's very incredible. So just last week, a company in Vietnam paid her free of charge to go to a hotel there to spend a couple of days and write an article. She also does a lot of she gets a lot of free clothes from a yoga clothes company, and then my friend will also write articles for that. So there are a lot of these channels and KOLs, everyday influencers that brands can use to really generate the brand awareness. And the other important thing is there's research data that shows that for a consumer to convert them, you would need to touch them 9 times. So this makes sense because if you see a brand for the first time, you might need to think about it. You might need to learn more about what the brand is. So what successful brands do is they would use different kinds of KOL to deliver different kinds of messages. So you need to build a brand awareness. Some KOLs use to deliver some message about the function or benefit of your product. For other KOLs, you want to talk about the occasion. What kind of occasion do I use this product? And on other channels or KOLs, you talk about promotion. So using these different sort of strategy tactics, you can have a much more successful campaigns of doing business in China. So on the right, this is social marketing preferences. This is a survey asking different brands, so their marketing people. So this is their response. So you can see that a lot of them will be using KOL, but they'll also be using other formats to have a very well-rounded strategy. Start out being a user-generated content site, so people use cosmetics or they buy something they think is really good, and they write a little diary, they write a little sort of summary, and they share with a lot of friends. In terms of cosmetics, I think this is the most effective tool right now in China to use. Now they're also using live broadcasts as well. And then you have Douyin, which is one of the most popular apps in China right now. So this is where you can make your own short videos and share with their friends. And this is very heavily driven by algorithms. So the system will know what kind of content you like, and it will keep recommending sort of similar content to you based on algorithms. So it's very, very targeted. And it used to be only for driving traffic, right? So like a media. But with such a large traffic, now they're also going to e-commerce. So there's two ways to do business here. You can either link it to your Taobao store, or you can actually build a store within Douyin. So there's two different ways of using this traffic. Then you have Mogu. Mogu is also another e-commerce site, heavily on social because they use a lot of KOLs to promote products. And they focus on mostly clothes and how to sort of put the top and the bottom to make like an overall look and feel. And then last but not least is WeChat, because WeChat, everybody has WeChat. And WeChat, every brand can have your own service account where you can share a lot of information. So, and it's also very effective now to drive conversion, because the conversion here would be, I would say, about 5% of conversion. So one of my favorite brands that do on WeChat is it's alcohol. So this WeChat account would every week would give me sort of different types of suggestions for different alcohols. For last week it will be maybe the Japanese sake, and this week it will be a red wine that's good for the season. So this is very effective of providing you with the information, driving your interest, but also allowing you to buy. So because of the changing behavior, shop behavior in China, you have a lot of sort of social e-commerce sites that's cropping up. So you have B2C and you have the S2B2C. S2B2C is more like the supplier to the business to the consumer. But I think here the important one is Pinduoduo. Pinduoduo is one of the hottest e-commerce platforms that's come out in China in the past 2 years. So it's already gone public on NASDAQ in the States. And its users it's almost as much as JD.com already. So their tactics is like group buy. So they would have people, okay, let's say I'm selling a box of cherries. So if you get 20 people to buy this, it will be maybe 10% off. So you encourage people that want to buy this to send to their friends, hey, help me out, and also chip in to buy. And then so they would actually save on money to market. They would let the users help market and drive more business to them. You ran out of time. Okay. So this is just another example I want to share. This is a Taobao store. So in 8 months, the store went from 0 to 10 million per month in terms of the RMB sales. So how did they do this? At first, it wasn't easy. At first, because she was doing things like everybody else. But then she started trying to gain her own style. So she used a lot of the winning videos to promote herself. So she was dressed up as like a people from the Tang Dynasty, right? Wearing these clothes. And then this actually gave her her own identity. So she was able to build this up without any official support from the platform. So you can see her sales really increased by a lot in a very short amount of time. So very quickly, we're talking about short videos, right? Short videos is it's the most disruptive sort of marketing tool in China right now. It's so disruptive that it's actually stealing share away from Tmall and JD. So it's important to know. So we have the two biggest players in China. One is TikTok, the Wing, which is the ByteDance is the company name. We also have Kuaishou. But also other platforms are using short videos as well, even including Tmall. They're encouraging you to use videos of your products instead of just a picture shot. And you're giving extra traffic to these products. So this is an example of a project that our company did, is use short videos but combined with live broadcasts. So only using live broadcasts sometimes is not very successful because in a short amount of time it's hard for the customers to gain the confidence to buy something very quickly. So what you do is first you shoot some videos for awareness, and then sort of previewing so that you will be having a live broadcast and piquing their interest. And then second wave, we put all this content onto the website in the store to say, okay, for the next week I'll have a big campaign, what kind of content we'll have. Also, on wave 3, we actually have the actual live broadcast. So this has been very effective in driving not only sales, but also driving the fans, the followers. Okay, so last part is, okay, the Chinese consumers, they are changing their shopping behavior. So more than ever, they're willing to try new brands, new products, and they're actually searching for new products. So I think this is the big difference between the old sort of way of consumers and the new consumers. So before, they would buy whatever that's the most famous brand that everybody's wearing. But now, they're more about buying brands that they think fit their own style or fit their own values. They want to build their own identity. This is why the KOL also works very well, because with different KOLs, they would identify with certain key KOLs, and then they would listen to them. So if you want to market something to the consumer in China, so depending on where your brand is, where your product is, you should find the right KOL, and then you would have them deliver the message for you. This will be much more effective than delivering a message by yourself. Okay, so what categories are they buying? This is from the latest, the mid-year festival in June from Tmall. So you can see cosmetics is still growing very strong. So definitely a key category that if you're doing cosmetics, is still a very effective tool. And then also baby, household, babies, because China has already, they have sort of loosened up the second child policy. So now you're encouraging people to have a second baby. So the baby category is also growing very quickly. And the other big thing in China is right now is the sort of working across intellectual properties. So this is an example of Oreo cookie working with the China's National Museum, coming up with new flavors such as red bean or lychee, and also shooting sort of videos of the whole National Museum being built with Oreo cookies. So this was very successful in driving not only sales of our products, but also becoming a viral campaign that get people talking about Oreo, and people that had maybe don't care about cookies that much, but they really like the National Museum, then now they're interested in Oreo as well. So this is another example of the cross IP. This is between Uniqlo, the Japanese fast fashion brand, and COS. So the sales definitely was improved, but the biggest impact was the viral marketing. For 2 to 3 days in China, you look at all your WeChat posts of your friends, all about this happening. That people are crazy, trying to grab all the t-shirts of COS that they can. So if we have a brand that we want to promote, maybe the brand doesn't have very strong awareness or identity, then we can think about how do we capture new business by partnering with certain key intellectual properties. Okay, this is my last slide. So right now in China, business is is very complex. You need many different tools to reach the Chinese consumer, so to unlock the Chinese consumer. So there's no sort of golden rule, there's no magic bullet to be successful. So it's using sort of different marketing techniques, using different channels, having different messages for different channels, you'll be able to do a better job of gaining the trust of the consumer and making a sell to the consumer. Okay, so last slide, just about all the brands we work with, such as sort of Boss, Calvin Klein, New Balance. So, thank you.